I was supposed to become a doctor, but then I watched a David Attenborough documentary that kind of ruined my life, but in the best way possible. I was born and raised in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I went to Indiana University for undergrad and studied neuroscience because I was pre-med. I wanted to become a doctor. I wanted to help people. My whole life, my main goal was to really help people, I guess. I've always felt a calling to make the world a better place in the ways that I can. So I guess that's kind of why I wanted to become a doctor. That, and I had some early childhood experiences with people being ill. So I really thought maybe I'd even become an oncologist. But I watched a David Attenborough documentary called Life on Our Planet. And I don't know if you've watched it, but it basically shows the entire life of David Attenborough from when he started caring about the natural world as a little boy to when he began his work broadcasting with BBC and National Geographic and all the different networks that he used to contribute to now, or when it came out when he was 93 years old. And it was just so interesting to see how the world has changed from when he was a boy to him in his 90s through his eyes. And I mean, obviously we know climate change is kind of ravaging a lot of the world, but it was through this kind of documentary that made me realize like the power of communication and media in changing people's perspectives and making them care about things in a different way. So yeah, I decided no more pre-med for me. The planet needs more help than people, because if we don't have a livable planet, there aren't people, you know? So that is kind of my backstory on why I made such a huge change to my future plans and what I want to do. So yeah, after undergrad, I was a junior in college when COVID hit, which kind of threw a wrench in my plans as well. It was actually during COVID, during all that downtime that we had, that I was watching all these David Attenborough documentaries. But once I made that shift mentally, I decided to sign up for the Peace Corps, which was going to take me, I was accepted to a program in Costa Rica, and I chose Costa Rica because I know that it's one of the more sustainable countries in the world, and I had this idea that I would go there and I would learn about their sustainable ways and come out of that experience with the qualifications to build a more sustainable life and to contribute to my community in a way that makes it better in terms of sustainability. Obviously, like I said, COVID was happening at that time, so naturally, that experience was canceled. So I was a junior in college when COVID hit. The plan was to study abroad in Spain. I did a Spanish minor for the first semester of my senior year. Obviously, that was canceled because of COVID. So instead, I graduated a semester early. And since I couldn't go to the Peace Corps at that point, I decided to move to Colorado and work at a ski resort, because why not? And I was only going to be there for one season, and then hopefully the Peace Corps was still going to happen. That was the hope at the time. But a few months in, I realized that the Peace Corps was not going to happen because COVID was still going on. So I kind of was stuck in limbo for a bit in Colorado. What better place to be stuck in limbo, though? I absolutely loved it. My time in Colorado really gave me such a deep appreciation for the outdoors and natural beauty. I miss the mountains every day. I do. But eventually, after a couple of years living in the ski bum lifestyle, I was ready to make something more of my life. So I applied to a master's program in Bristol, in England, at the University of Bristol is called Science Communication for a Better Planet, and I learned all about science communication, all different forms of science communication, from podcasting to writing policy notes to making QR code nature trails, which was really cute. But my favorite was documentary making, like the blue chip David Attenborough type documentaries, which is very fitting. It's kind of funny because I applied to this master's program purely based off of the name, Science Communication for a Better Planet, and I didn't even realize that Bristol is where like 95% of all nature documentaries go through Bristol at some point, because that's where all of the nature documentary production companies are based. So the building that I studied in at the University of Bristol was actually dedicated by David Attenborough, and it's just really, really cool that without even knowing all of this in advance, that's where I ended up after having this moment, this life-changing moment watching a David Attenborough documentary. So yeah, it was a wonderful, wonderful master's. I met really interesting people. I got to go to events hosted and run by people who made the Planet Earth series and the Blue Planet series, and got to meet people that worked at all the different production companies, and just really got a feel for the industry. That being said, it is not a good time to be getting into that industry because not very many films are being commissioned, and it's just kind of a rough industry to be in right now. So with all of that, learning all of that, I decided to move back to the US, and after my master's, this was end of 2024, move back to the US, try and get a job for the National Park Service or some kind of conservation job by the government, with the government. Obviously that didn't happen either, because that's when Trump was elected and all of the conservation jobs kind of disappeared overnight. I spent a couple months applying, and then just like that, they were gone. So once again, I was caught in limbo. I ended up working for a camera store in Indianapolis for a few months because I thought, I can't work in conservation, I can work in the camera industry, because that's ultimately what I want to do is go out into beautiful places and record, document how special they are, and share them with people to get them to care as well. So I worked at this camera store for a while also freelancing 2 different jobs. So I was actually working 70-hour weeks for about half of 2025, which was a lot, but it was worth it, because after that, about 6 months of that, when I was just too burnt out to keep going, I quit the full-time job at the camera store and began house sitting, which kind of probably seems like a curveball, but it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. I've been house sitting full-time with trusted house sitters for almost a year now, since last July. Perfect timing. Cora, you just knew that I was going to talk about you next. You should be a paid actress. Oh my gosh. Wow. So yeah, I've been house sitting full time for about a year, and I've always been someone who loves animals, specifically dogs, cats, and horses. I've got a lot of experience caring for them. So I started doing this, and I'm not looking back. It's brought me to so many beautiful places. I started out in Indiana, did some house sitting in Michigan, Ohio, then drove down to Florida. I was in Florida for about a month and a half in the summer. Won't be doing that again. It's very hot. Then I went to Texas, then I spent a couple months in Colorado house sitting, and then I made my way out to California, which was absolutely lovely. I love California. I can't believe I didn't make it to California until I was 27. It's pretty crazy. If you know me, then you know that I love sunshine, and why didn't I go to San Diego sooner? I'll definitely be back. I'll probably settle there someday. But yeah, so with the house sitting, this service that I use called Trusted House Sitters is global. So right now I'm actually in Australia, and I'm here for a year because after I applied to the house sit in Australia, I realized that there's something called a working holiday visa, where you can live and work for a year. You have a visa for a year in Australia in certain jobs. So I applied for that, got that, and now I'm here with my camera. I just recently bought a cheap car off Facebook Marketplace, and I'm just gonna travel around, house sit around the country, and hopefully see some absolutely beautiful places, do some work hopefully in the dive industry. I'm genuinely winging it. I'm in this house sit for 2 more weeks, and I don't have anything lined up after that, so don't tell my mom, she'd be freaking out. But I'm just winging it. I've got my car. I'm gonna build some kind of living situation out of the back of it, put some kind of bed in there, maybe a platform, and it's gonna be good. I'm gonna keep house sitting, meeting beautiful pets. I'm gonna keep spending time outside, and yeah. My ultimate goal with this YouTube channel is to inspire you to get outside and maybe even make you care a little bit more about what you see out there. I don't really have a plan. I've got a car, a camera, and a working holiday visa. And I'm chasing sunshine and seeing where it takes me. So thank you for watching, and keep on shining.